Welcome to Lunch with the Lord. I'm Pastor Mark. We're in Mark chapter 6. We're going to be starting verse 22 this lesson. But before we begin, Jeremiah 15:16, thy words were found, and I did eat them. And thy word was unto me the joy and the rejoicing of my heart. Now, John is in prison. Herod visits him. Herodias, his wife, wants him dead, and she is waiting. She's biding her time, waiting for just the right opportunity to bring about her plan to have John beheaded, all right? And now the opportunity is coming. And we're seeing here, we're going to start in verse 22, and it says here, and when the daughter of the said Herodias came in and danced and pleased Herod and them that sat with him, the king said unto the damsel, ask of me whatsoever you will, and I will give it to you. Now, for a daughter, even the stepdaughter of a king, to perform in such a way was seen as a violation of modesty. It was common in Eastern nations to keep females from view of the public, especially the females of a king, the daughters of the king. They even had a certain part of the house to live in. A modest woman in no way would do what she did. Now you may say, does that mean that her daughter Salome was immodest? No, it doesn't mean so. In fact, as we study here, you're going to see that Salome, her Herodias' daughter, she had no idea what was going on. So let's continue on here. It says, so the question is, did Salome question why she must dance in front of a bunch of drunk men? Maybe she had aspirations of her own, right? Maybe she thought, why did she even question her mom? Why do you want me to go out and dance in front of all these drunk? That's my stepdad and these people here at this party. And why am I being asked to go out? Right? Did she question it? Probably not. And maybe it's possible she thought, well, okay, maybe it's not so right, but I'll go out and I'll perform. And maybe, like a young girl, she's got aspirations. She's got imaginations going out of what this might do for her, right? The fact that she asked her mother what to ask the king for seems to imply that she was not part of her mother's plot to kill John. And that's true. I believe that when she danced and King Herod said, ask whatever you want up to half the kingdom, she had no idea what was going on, what her mother was planning. All right, this Salome was not in conspiracy with her mother. It seems that even Salome was being used by her mother. It is believed that at this time, she was no more than 20 years old. No more than 20 years old. The commentaries I studied, they said that Salome at this time was probably late teenager or 20 or 21 years old. Now, Herod is like many people who feel the need to go to church and to feel religious, yet they can't, and they don't want to give up the pleasures, right, to pleasures of their own sinful lusts. Religion makes them feel like they are okay with God. Their lusts make them feel okay with themselves. For years, these kinds of people straddle the fence, right? There's many people, there's tons of people out there. Probably every church has them, where people are straddling they're not saved, but they go to church because it makes they feel like they're okay with God when they go to church. I'm here, I'm in church, I'm doing my part, God sees me, right? And therefore, I guess I make him happy today if he can be happy, whatever. And then the rest of the week they go out and they live for themselves because it makes them happy. And they straddle this fence between on both sides. To some degree, even Christians can get caught up in this trap. Never giving up the world in some areas of their life. They have to keep their rock music, right? They have to keep their questionable TV shows. They have to keep their worldly magazines, right? They have to keep these things because they can't give them up totally. And yet there are many Christians who are still, although they are saved and they are going to heaven, but yet they still have attachments to this world. Their heart still has attachments. There's things in this world they can't give up, even though they know that probably God is not happy with them keeping these things. Right? The more we die to this world, the more tremendous blessings we will receive from God. Every part of your walk with God will be enhanced. The more we cut out worldly things from our life, the more our prayer life will be enhanced. The more our study life or reading the Bible life will be enhanced. The more you'll feel it in your soul that God is blessing you. The more you decide to live for him, then you'll feel the closeness. You'll feel stronger spiritually. Your faith will grow. But the more we hold on to things of this world, God, I love you. I read your Bible, but I ain't letting this go. Right? I'm not stopping this. And it hinders our life. It hinders our walk with God. And then it's those kinds of people that wonder why isn't my marriage so good, right? Why isn't my prayer life so strong? I see these people over here and they seem to always have strong prayer lives. How come I can't have it? Well, the answer is right there in front of you, right? Because your heart is attached to things and won't give them up. Verse 23, and he sware unto her, whatsoever thou shalt ask of me, I will give it to you unto the half of my kingdom. All right, so now she dances in front of these men. They're pretty kind of drunk, and he gives her this promise. Whatever you ask of me, I'll give it to you, even up to half of my kingdom. Now, it says here, and he sware unto her. This Greek word for swear is omnuo. Omnuo. All right, omnuo. And Herod, it means that Herod bound himself to an oath. As soon as he made this oath, Herodias knew, as soon as he made the oath, Herodias knew she had him. Herodias, it's like fishing, right? You're out there fishing and you get a few nibbles. You see the bobber going up and down, and it's like, you just, and then you kind of twitch it a little bit, and it's still sitting there, right? And then you couple more times it goes down, and you wait a little bit, and you kind of snap it a little bit. Nope, ain't got. Then the bobber settles down. It's like, I ain't got him yet, right? Then all of a sudden the bobber goes under the water, and you try to set the hook, right? And as soon as you wait a second, and sure enough, the bobber's going under the water, and then you know you got him, right? Then you know you've got him. She knew it. As soon as he swore, and soon as he put himself in this oath to give her whatever she wanted, the hook was set, and she got him, right? All right. So it says here, whatsoever you shall ask of me, right? I will give it to you. Now, there are many people today who, when the god of lust and the god of pleasure dance before them, they are swept away by their passions, and they sell away any dignity that they had. And this is so true that even Christians, when sometimes the enemy's kingdom can have the pleasures of this world, the lusts of this world dancing in front of them, and the Christian is almost mesmerized, like a drunken person. And when they see these lusts passing in front of them, cars and houses and prestige in life, or money and wealth and things, and lusts of the flesh, lusts of the eyes and pride, these things, Satan has these things dancing in front of you. And then it comes at that time where you give your life to those things, right? You give your life, you swear an oath to those things. Satan only has to dangle the bait in front of them. That's all he has to do. Sometimes some people, some unsaved people, some saved people, all he has to do is just dangle that bait in front of them, and they go for it. And they go for it. And this is what happened with Herod. Herod had the pretty little girl dancing in front of him, and he was feeling good because he was probably half drunk, and he wasn't thinking right, and therefore he was at a weak point in his life, and he forgot about protecting John, and therefore maybe he didn't make the connection between this dance and protecting John, but he was being set up. He was being set up by his enemy, Herodias, right? His wife, but his enemy. Well, enemy because they had two opposing views. Herod wanted to keep John alive. Herodias wanted him dead. So on that issue, yes, she was his enemy. But anyways, she dangled her pretty little daughter in front of him, and he took the bait. All right. Verse 24. And she went forth, and she said unto her mother, what shall I ask? And her mother said, the head of John the Baptist. Now, she said, what shall I ask? And again, the word ask here is in the middle voice. Mommy, what should I ask for? It's in the middle voice. The middle voice means that she was excited to ask for something for herself. She was excited. Mommy, what shall I ask for myself? That's what she was really saying. That's what she was implying to her mother. Mommy, what should I ask stepdaddy for me? That's what she wanted. She had no idea that her mother was playing her. She had no idea that her mother was completely using her. Her mother was not going to let her ask for anything for herself. No. That's not how this was working out, right? And then her mother said, the head of John the Baptist, right? Now, when a person is being used, when a person is being used, the only person that benefits is the one doing the using. That's it. When a person is being used, the only one who benefits is the one that's doing the using. This was never about Salome. It was all about Herodias and what she wanted. This dance, mommy, why should I go and dance before these drunken men, before stepdaddy and these drunken men here at this party? Why should I go? No, right? I don't know. The commentators seem to think that this just doesn't happen. You know, that king's daughters, they don't perform like this. And did she raise the question? Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But she obeyed her mother. She went out. She danced before them. Maybe she thought, hey, this would be a good thing for me, right? Maybe I'll get seen. Maybe I'll get married and whatever. But she had no idea she was being used by her mother. And so Herodias, she had this all planned out. I'm going to send my daughter out and see what happens. And when the king there said, ask for whatever you want, oh, that was Herodias' heart leaped for joy, because then she knew she had him, right? We're going to continue on and finish this series on John being beheaded next lesson. But until then, walk with the Lord. I know he walks with you.